This is Dr. Robert Olson, a 34-year-old physician renowned for his dedication to his profession. He is a cardiologist, lovingly called Rob by his patients. It was a serene Sunday morning with sunlight filtering through the curtains as he sipped his coffee when he found himself caught in an unexpected battle. Suddenly, a crushing pain clenched his chest. The world blurred into a surreal nightmare. Rob collapsed, clutching his heart, gasping for air. His wife Emma dialed 911, her voice trembling. As they rushed him to the hospital where he'd spent countless hours saving lives, his mind raced with the irony of his predicament. In the emergency room, the hospital staff recognized their colleague, their mentor. Panic turned to action, and Rob was swiftly wheeled into surgery. The room buzzed with urgency as his own heart became the focus of their collective effort. Hours passed, and Rob emerged, fragile but alive. He had faced his own mortality in the very place he had dedicated his life to. Does this story sound familiar to you? Rob was one of the lucky ones. Of late, it appears to have become common stance. The incidents of heart attacks have become more frequent amongst younger people. We are well aware that there is no single cause of heart attacks. Besides genetic predispositions, there are various other factors that contribute to heart attacks, including obesity, smoking, and stress. But there is a more significant event in the recent past that has contributed significantly to the rise in heart attacks amongst the young. Henceforth, whenever I mention or rather do this, it refers to the disease of the recent past, and this would mean the prophylactic. I'm a little bit tired of being shadow banned because of trying to help you during the times of the sea. The data until now is pretty obvious that the incidence of heart attacks has increased after the new tech. It can be hypothesized that it caused subclinical myocarditis, which caused arrhythmias, especially in young athletes. But in India, we haven't received the new tech, and yet we observe a rise in heart attacks, just as we see in Dr. Rob. A large number of young individuals with heart attacks presented with atherosclerosis as a cause. Atherosclerosis itself involves deposition of fat, calcium, and our immune cells to cause a heart block. So there is something a little deeper here. Atherosclerosis is a process which starts early in adolescence in individuals as young as 10 to 13 years of age. Its progress to a pathological condition varies through various extrinsic factors. To understand exactly what has changed with us, we have to delve a little bit into history. Until the 18th century, human lifestyles remained relatively unchanged for centuries, with the agricultural revolution introducing dependency on crops. The subsequent industrial revolution in the 1900s marked another significant shift emphasizing mass production. However, the most recent shift occurred with the communication revolution starting in 1981 with this.
And I simply remove the telephone jack from the telecom socket and plug it into this box here, the modem. I then take another wire from the modem and plug it in where the telephone was. I can then switch on the modem and we're ready to go.
The first vestiges of the internet. This era brought about unprecedented changes in our way of life, making us increasingly reliant on communication technology for our daily needs. Not necessarily a bad thing, because it makes life more convenient, but changes nonetheless. To highlight these changes, let's compare the lifestyle of a child growing up in the 1960s to that of someone from the early 2000s. In the 1960s, entertainment primarily involved playing with friends outdoors. However, by the early 2000s, gaming had become mainstream, reducing outdoor activities. Academic pressures also rose, leading to elevated stress levels, and the competitive nature of work further exacerbated stress. In terms of transportation, the 1960s saw reliance on mass transit such as trains and buses, while today, ordering an Uber is the norm. Dining habits have also evolved, with people eating out or ordering in due to convenience. And packaged food consumption has also increased. And these are just a few ways our life has changed. In essence, our lives have become busier and more competitive, with technology playing a pivotal role in these changes. The subtle shift towards this modern lifestyle may have inadvertently tilted the balance towards the disrepair of our bodies, contributing to the rise in heart attacks amongst younger individuals. It is essential to recognize that the heart attacks we witness today in the youth are to a significant extent the result of subconscious choices made since adolescence, driven by the evolving nature of our society and technology.